I'm Scott Hansen from Midwest Communications, Radio USA, and 96.1 Duke FM. And Shelley asked me if I would do the welcome here today. So I am going to do that. Welcome. Say that again? Because people stop talking when I do? I'm going to introduce Shelley, but I do want to let you know that today is our wedding anniversary. 8 years ago today, we got married right over there in front of that fireplace when this was Zimmy's. So this is a nice place to spend our 8th anniversary, isn't it? Yes. Working, right. Once again, welcome to the Hibbing Chamber of Commerce Awards. I can't call this a banquet, it's a awards get-together, right? Right. And at this time, I'd like to introduce to you the president of the Hibbing Area Chamber of Commerce and my wife, Shelley Hansen.
Thank you. We wanted to get this going because our first award recipient needs to leave because she's got other commitments tonight. It's one of the things of being a leader is that you have a lot of other commitments because you're doing a lot of things. I know you've got to go, but I need to read real quick some of the things. If you look on the back here, I was looking at all the things. Our Leadership Award is a person that's nominated by the Leadership Committee. And not only is it just the committee of people that are in the leadership, but also the past participants who have been in the leadership program. So this award alone is not just by a couple people, it's by a lot of people who have experience working with Erin or know of the programs that she's been involved with. And some of the things that she's spearheaded includes Imagination Library, Smiles United, Lunch Buddies Mentoring, Bright Beginnings, United for Veterans. And so I'm very pleased and excited to present her with the 2020 Leadership Award. Erin Shea, if you would like to come up, please. We'll do the formal this, although nobody's taking a picture. Somebody take a picture quick. She keeps shaking my head.
So, I guess, wow, what a year to take on a leadership role at United Way. I'm very humbled by the nomination and just appreciate being the recipient of this award for 2021. I personally enjoy leading. I enjoy being able to try to motivate people and inspire people, and for me, that's motivation in itself. I love to interact with our staff, our board members, our volunteers throughout the year. It's very rewarding work. I had the opportunity to attend both the Hibbing Chamber Leadership Program and also the Blandon Community Leadership Program. And in those two programs themselves, I had the opportunity to learn from many other leaders. Many of you were at those programs with me, and it taught me a lot of different things. I learned a lot about myself. And then one of the other things I just wanted to say is I think we as leaders know that community partnerships, and for me, good staff, is key to having a successful program, a business. And the other thing that I really learned this year in this role is that to be a good leader, you need to have adaptability. And just looking around the room at who's here, I know that all of you had that quality this year in the pandemic that we had to work through. And I just know we're in good company. You're all fantastic leaders, and it was great to work beside all of you this year. So thank you again for the nomination and the award. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry I have to leave. We actually have our strategic board planning meeting tonight starting at 4:30, so we're just in and out. So thank you again. I wish I could stay.
Thank you, Erin. It was nice to see you. So I really don't need to tell anybody that 2020 was quite a different year for all of us. I'm sure we could all have a few choice words as to describing 2020. I'll just use it as a year of change, because there was a lot of change. There was changes in our businesses, there was changes in our lifestyles, there was changes how we left our house, because I know my husband had to put his wallet, his keys, and a mask. So there was like 3 things that he had to pat down to make sure he had when he walked out the door, and then he still probably forgot something. Okay, yep. There was a change in just about everything, and of course the chamber was no different in what we changed. We changed our location. Our location was in the basement of the U.S. Bank building, I think, for 25 years, if not 30. And if anybody knows anything more about that, let me know. But let me tell you, we spent weeks in that basement. We found minutes from the 1960s. We found slides. Now this is the funny thing, slides are pictures, like the negatives. And when I showed some members of some of the staff that we won't name names, they did not know what that was. There was a lot of things down there. We found a lot of great memorabilia. We have it now at the Historical Society. Some of it's still at the Chamber office. Our location changed. We're now at 109 East Howard Street. We are a storefront business. It's been great to be able to see the light of day, people going by, and just the people that stop in to see us. They're excited to have us on the storefront, on the street. Our website changed. One of the things we did is updated our website. We're still a work in progress, but it has really changed a lot of things. We now offer a membership tier. So as we are working this last year, you would have purchased according to your employees. You now can purchase according to what you want us to do for you. It's the value that you want from the chamber. So now instead you can look through our different packages and you can see that this is what I need from the chamber to do for me. This is a whole different way of doing the chamber, but again, we're here for you, and it's the value that you place in the chamber and you want to invest in your business. And that's what the membership tiers are going to be. So the website, the membership, the location, oh, and our staff. Our staff changed as well. There's myself, who started in August, and then we have Megan Hoschel, who, although has been at the chamber, she started in as a temp, was hired as a permanent employee in January. And then we also hired Ashley Brown in October. So we now have a whole new staff, a whole new website, a whole new location. But one of the things that hasn't changed with the chamber is our commitment and focus to the business community. And that's one thing that's very important to us, and that's one of the things that we strive to continue, to make sure that we are working for our businesses and that we're doing everything to bring in quality workers, to bring in the infrastructure that you need, and also to work with our city and local government, as well as our, I don't know, would you call them local government? No, I've just kind of brain faded. With our government officials, no matter what capacity that they fulfill. So tonight, I'm really excited to be able to, Tim's laughing at me, go ahead. I had a brain fade. Well, wait, your moment will come. I'm really excited to be able to have the city here, as well to talk to us, as well as be able to give out these awards. Our events all last year were canceled, just like everybody else's. There was no annual meeting this year, dinner. No fun spiel, no parades, no nothing. This is so nice to just be able to see the group of you come here and chit-chat and talk and network and laugh and have a few drinks and everybody's having a good time. This is a great way to do it. Granted, this is a lot smaller and a lot different than it's been in the years past, but you know what, that's okay, because what we're here for is really what's important, which is another thing that we all learned in 2020 is what's important to us, and what's important is our people. It's our people and what we do. And that's what we're here tonight for, is to make sure that we're honoring and respecting the people that have made the chamber what it is today, as well as our community as special as it is. And with that, I would like to introduce one of our new staff members to give you the opportunity to meet her as well, Megan Hoschel.
Hi everyone, I'm Megan Hoschel. I am the Marketing and Event Coordinator at the Chamber. I celebrated my 1 year at the Chamber in January, so going strong. And I would like to introduce our next presenter, Joni Dahl. Joni Dahl is our 2020 board chair, and she is the materials manager at HireCore. So, Joni.
Hi said, I'm the materials manager at Iroquois in town. I also waitress in a few restaurants. I'm on the Iron Range Racing Association board and a number of other things, so you will see me a little bit of everywhere in the community and across the range. I got off social media, so maybe you won't see me there. I'm new to being the chair. I've only been on the chamber for 3 years. I went through the leadership program, learned a lot about the city of Hibbing. I'm from Evelyn originally, so it's learning from experience and from my great team, the chamber members that I'm with, the other business owners and partnerships. Michael Jugovich is heading over in the corner over there. He's been an excellent mentor and resource, whether we're going to rallies or different events, and I have random questions. So I appreciate all the help from everybody. Nobody has helped more than Crystal Glad. Crystal is our outgoing chair. She took on the role of chair in a year where we lost a long-term president. We had major upheaval of staff. We lost 2 staff members. We did an excellent effort of recruiting a new president, new staff. We continued to function as a chamber board. We had the events we could, and then COVID hit. And Crystal stepped up with a smile on her face and answered every question, worked late, handled everything flawlessly with beautiful lipstick on, always, and really helped teach me to take the rough edges off, nurture some relationships, and got me going and got the whole board through. So now I want to give this award and say thank you to Crystal Glad for getting us through a really, really impossible year. I think Megan wants a picture too. And if you want to say thank you to anybody,
Thank you. Do you want a hugging picture or a handshake? Both. Okay. Now hug. Perfect.
okay. Do you want to say anything?
I spoke too much last year, so thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Ashley Brown. I am the Sales and Event Coordinator for our chamber. At this time, I would like to introduce Councilman Tim Harpinen, who will be discussing all things Hibbing and also presenting the Business of the Year Award. Let's give it up for Tim.
Thank you. Good looking crew here tonight. Thank you for having me. Last Wednesday night, we were actually having a couple of beers, and Shelley and Mayor Kanata asked me to give this speech tonight. Make notes all week and thinking I'll say this and I'll say that. And as I mentioned to Shelley, I read the paper this morning and my whole demeanor changed. There was some misinformation in that paper, and I'm not due to the paper staff, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about them in the least. So what I'm going to go through, I actually got together with Tom Dicklich, the city administrator, outgoing, and Jesse Story, the city engineer, and Candy Andrikin, Sepala, and we put some facts together to refute kind of what was in the paper. All right, so I'm going to go through some quick facts and figures of millions that have been spent, and I think we're going to open some eyes here today. The city of Hibbing, in the last since 2013, has put $16 million into roads alone. And think about it, I was over in Grand Rapids the other day, and I don't know if any of you go to Plains Army Navy, but that's kind of one of my favorites. And I go down the side streets and it's like, I mean, it's bad, bad, bad. And that's what we're trying to take care of. Then you start looking about businesses coming into Hibbing and people moving into Hibbing, and any of you who are involved in real estate will know, they look at those things. What's good? What's bad? How's your roads? How's your hospital? How's your health care? How's your workout facilities? How's your schools? All those things all play into whether people will first off move to Hibbing, which they are in roads, by the way, and secondly, will a business come to Hibbing? We're going to get into that a little bit later in my speech here. Memorial building, we put $5 to $7 million into it. I wasn't able to get an exact figure on that because, again, youth sports, all those things, and senior citizen center. We put in 4 new locker rooms, so now we have 9 locker rooms total, which is why we've lost some of the tournaments in the past. We're trying to get those back into town, just one youth tournament. Let's say it's a Pee Wee A hockey tournament on a weekend. That's about $200,000 in revenue to the city of Hibbing. One youth hockey tournament. So those sort of facilities are very, very important also. Infrastructure such as sewer lining, redoing all infrastructure, whether it's water lines, gas lines, you name it. We have put about 55 miles of sewer pipeline within the city of Hibbing in the last 10 years. If any of you have been here as long as I have, which doesn't look like there is anybody that old, but the bottom line is, if you remember the floods that used to be in Hibbing, a lot of that has been alleviated, where the basements are relatively safe now, not getting flooded, and that's why. We're trying to take care of a problem that's there. And again, that negativity that you hear people talking about Hibbing, that they were complaining about, of course, negative was the flooding issues. So we're trying to take care of that, and I believe we've taken care of a vast majority of that. The west expansion, about $2 million into infrastructure, expansion to the west on 169 from Highway 73 to, it's not to Rainy Road, but it's to the one before. Can't remember the name. Anyway, looking for more businesses to come in. And Target looked at that location quite a while back, and we had it. We had Target. We worked hard, lots of incentives, lots of infrastructure incentives, dollar incentives, just like we did for Lowe's. But one person would not sell their land. One person. Everybody else said yes, but under their parameters that Target wanted, if they couldn't walk out the front door and see the Walmart sign, they weren't coming. And wouldn't you know, right where that person was, they wouldn't sell it. So that's the reason we don't have Target. That happens. We tried hard, which we've tried for 17 years that I've been on the council. We've tried dozens and dozens and dozens of businesses, and you name one, we can probably tell you we've contacted somehow to see if they would be interested in coming here. But anyway, downtown renovation, that went to about 1.1 million. And that was one of the things that kind of tripped my trigger this morning when I read the paper. We do nothing downtown, blah, blah, blah. And the bottom line is all new sidewalks, all new renovation, all new infrastructure, all downtown to try to revitalize downtown. Unfortunately, the city of Hibbing doesn't tell people when to come to Hibbing. We didn't come to you and say, you have to come and build Boomtown. They came here and said, geez, we'd like to build in Hibbing. What can we do for you? We helped out as much as we can. That's the type of thing you do. But we don't tell people you have to build a Taco Bell. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen that way. So unfortunately, a lot of people think that's the truth. The Mind View, when it's done, tourist attraction, that's going to be in the area a little over $2.5 million by the time we get done with that, the new building. And we've had a lot of help with architecture work, engineering work, in-kind work from the mine. Cleveland Cliffs have been very good about it. So that's coming around, and believe it or not, that's a huge attraction in the summertime. Over $600,000 to local businesses for the pandemic. That wasn't really publicized all that well, but it was there. It happened. Over $600,000 to businesses because of the pandemic. And you try to help as much as you can, but when businesses are closed for 9 months, very, very hard for them to keep it up, to keep open. I give everybody credit, especially places like this. I don't know how you did it, but it's greatly, greatly appreciated. I know you probably have to tap into some personal finances, all those sort of things. So it's well known, we know it. Thank you for trying and making it happen, because you're not the only one in that boat. I look up and down the street of all the business people that I know. Of course, I've been in Hibbing for eons, so I know a lot of them, and I look at all the people that were hurt during the pandemic, and what did they do? They pulled it up and said, no, we're going to make it happen, we're going to keep this going, and we're going to work hard, and we're going to keep our business open, keep our employees employed, and that's exactly what they did, if they can get enough employees. Yeah, there's the other issue. But anyway, so that's the type of things that are going on right now within the city of Hibbing. It's not stagnant, I'll tell you that right out. I know counselors in Virginia, I know counselors in Dublin, Aurora, Grand Rapids, Chisholm, and I'll say this right out, without qualifying it, Hibbing is probably in the best financial shape of all those cities. We're doing well. We're not hurting. And that's saying something considering all the millions that we have put in. Now, some of that's IRRB, some of that is state funding, some of that is state funding, federal funding. But a lot of that is local dollars also that we have, and we could use any way we wish to. So the bottom line is, it's all your tax dollars. Is what it comes down to. It's your money that is paying for all that stuff. And that's why the city council, the mayor, the finance department, the city administrator, all the people that are involved in the city of Hibbing try to make sure we do the best we can with your dollars. I'll give you some examples of what's happened in Hibbing in the last 3 years. 3 years. We can talk about R&B Water Lab up in the North Hibbing Industrial Park. New jobs, new business, all new jobs. Advanced Machine Garden, new job that's just coming in. New job, new businesses that's just coming into the Hibbing Industrial Park also. The Everything expansion, okay? L&M Raider expansion, that's a $20+ million expansion. They could have taken that anywhere, but they took it to Hibbing, which is where they're from. Hibbing did, the council and the city, all the employees of Hibbing did all they could do to make sure that they stayed here. We helped them as much as we could. That's what we're for. That's what we're here for. Aircraft painting facility out at the airport, and I wish I could remember the name. Too old, I can't remember. They've doubled in size and are talking about tripling. They can't keep up. More employees, more business, more expansion. If you haven't noticed, one of the things they said about there's nothing happening business-wise, we don't attract any businesses, so that's why I'm kind of going through some of this stuff. Detroit Reman, one of the spec building on at the airport. Multi-million-dollar business moved in because HEDA, did a spec building, promoted it, they moved in, and now they're going to expand. Plus, they remodeled the whole thing before they even went into it. So, big dollars involved there with a lot of jobs. I do some handyman stuff on the side. There's a lady that lives back here. She came up from Manhattan, Kansas, for her son. Oh, Manhattan? Someplace in Kansas. Anyway, to work at the Reno. So we're attracting people. I think our biggest problem right now is we don't have the housing. You know, every realtor that I've spoken to, their numbers are way down as far as the houses that are available. If you look on Facebook and some of those places, social media, you'll see they're always screaming, you know anybody that wants to sell their house, let us know, all those things, because there's people that wish to move here and that will move here, but they're looking for a home they can't find. But, let's see, MDI, brand new building out on 37, huge expansion there compared to downtown, more people taking care of, more jobs again. Hampton Inn, we did a lot of in-kind work for them when they came in, infrastructure work. We helped them out, and it worked out great. Speaking of them, they're at 80% capacity through August. Lowe's, their year zero predictions for Lowe's was 45% higher than they predicted. Year zero, the first year. So, you know, I hear some of this negative comments from people. Hibbing doesn't support their businesses. I have to say that I disagree with that when I see those type of numbers thrown around. And it's the truth. It comes right from Lowe's. It's one of their top stores. People from Minneapolis. They've got zip codes from all over Minnesota that come to that Lowe's store. Believe it or not, a lot of people go in their cabins and those sort of things. But it's busy. United Refractory just built a new building over on 37. Granted, that's an existing building. Now it's bigger with more employees, more tax base. Less everybody has to pay out of their pocket too. So, Park Hotel is a hot commodity right now. I was over in Chisholm having dinner with a couple of different couples of friends of mine, and another guy from Hibbing that's well known around here happened to walk by, and I was talking to him, and he said, you know, and that was a discussion, how long do you think, geez, you know, empty building, what are we gonna do? You know, there's that woe is me type of mentality that I was into, you know. He said the best thing, he said, understand, that's the hottest property in Hibbing right now. Howard Street 169. I mean, you don't get much better than that. You know. So right now, the feasibility study is getting done. The There's 2 different entities that are looking at it. They can't be specific because they don't want to know. But anyway, bottom line is that's going to go, in my opinion. New campground going in out at Clear Lake. We're just getting going on that, engineering-wise, architecturally, getting things going, what we want to do. We ended up changing a few things not too long ago just to make it better, more than anything else, and save about $100,000. So there's your tax bill. Scranton Iron out on 25th Street. One of the dollars since, of course, bought out Hibbing Salvage. We're going to expand out on 25th Street towards Kerr, over in that area, and that's going to be a $4.8 million expansion. So if you look at the numbers that I've just thrown around tonight, we're not stagnant. Hibbing is doing well. Whether anybody wants to agree with that or not, we'll argue because I know better. Financially, we're doing quite well. We do incentives for businesses as much as we can. Everything's not possible at times. When Lowe's came in, it was 2.2 million. That's what it took to get millions, to get Lowe's. Walmart, about the same thing. When you start talking about in-kind infrastructure work and all those kinds of things, it adds up in one heck of a hurry. So the bottom line is, I'm very optimistic about Hibbing. We're going to go through a rough patch coming up for about a year here. Our city administrator is leaving, and I think that's a huge negative. I like Tom. I think Tom has done a great job. He may not be the greatest communicator in the world, but he's a great guy, and he worked hard. I know that for a fact. Our city clerk is retiring, and that is a new announcement. That hit us like a ton of bricks. So we're going to be scrambling for a while until we can get a new administrator in place, get a new clerk into place, because both those positions are like pivotal to running the city. So the council is going to be very, very busy. We're hiring professionals to take care of that, and hopefully it'll work out. Yeah.
Did Tom give us some substitute for his hockey spots for the tournament in the winter? Or is he committed to come back?
I don't know that. I'm going to say, looking at the situation that he's in, his wife is going to be extremely busy. He's going to be extremely busy too, especially in the springtime with his new job. So, yeah, I can't commit to that. I hope he does. Tom's become a friend of mine, and I really like Tom, and I wish him well, and he'll do well down there. So, I've already yapped too much. I'm going to stop it right there. Is there any other questions? Please be free. Feel free to ask. We're in good shape. Thank you very much for having me, Shelley, and the rest of the Chamber organization. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Councilman Parkinen. He's not even paying attention, is he? Not at all. Maybe I should have Scott come up here and announce him.
Public servant.
He's a public servant, he's busy, so I should just keep on going. Should I cover for you the rest of your duties tonight?
All right.
You do this. You're not good at following directions.
I'm really.
So we had asked somebody from the City Council to also present our Business of the Year award. We thought that would be quite fitting to have somebody from our city present our Business of the Year. I didn't know that you were going to be quite so passionate about what you're doing tonight, but I appreciate it very much. So we're going to switch gears for him a little bit here. And our councilman is now going to present the Business of the Year award. Would you like to? You got it? Okay, he's got it.
Thanks a bunch, I guess. Anyway, bottom line, Business of the Year award. As a member in good standing, which has demonstrated growth and stability, excellence and innovation in its field, dedication and service to the community, longevity of business and loyalty to the employees, special contributions of leadership and mentoring others, support and promotions of the region, chamber, and business community. I honestly can't think of anyone that's done more than that, other than Sandy Rauer Palmer, this year's recipient.
Thank you. I'm just going to say a few quick words because some wise old man told me, don't write a speech, just shoot from the hip. So this is me shooting from the hip, Wayne. First off, thank you to Jess and Eric for hosting us tonight. Second of all, thank you to the Chamber. I'm honored and I'm humbled. Shelley reached out to me a couple months ago and called me at the bar and said, hey Sandy, we're going to honor you as Business of the Year. And I was probably a little aloof about it and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Hung up the phone. Went back to do my paperwork and I stepped back and I went, did she say Business of the Year? Why? What did I do? I had no idea. Hibbing community is good to me. So in return, I want to be good to the community of Hibbing. It's something my mother told me a long time ago, so I really appreciate it. Thank you. I have just a couple quick thank yous before I end here. I have my vendors to thank. I have a lot of vendors who have helped me tremendously, and I want to thank them all, but I have 3 that have really stepped up for me. Sunny Hill Distributing has helped me with my liquor from day one. Cobb Cook Grocery. From the day I put my grill in, every day I call Cobb Cook Grocery in the morning to get my burger. And last but not least, my dear friend, my neighbor, Wayne Tooney from Forboni's. Anybody that knows me knows that I am in panic mode every minute of every day. Wayne literally has pulled me off the ceiling, off the wall, and off the floor. He has sat me down, he has worked through everything with me. Wayne, if I haven't told you, I really appreciate your friendship and all your help for Palmer's. Thank you. My staff. I have some people that have been with me from the day I bought that bar 12 years ago that are still there, and not a lot of people can say that. I feel I have the best, and I'm going to honor that. So to my staff, I give them a great thank you. To my mother, who is the hardest working woman I've ever met in my life. She's 83 years young, and she works circles around me. She gave me my work ethic. My brother John, who I bought the bar from. To this day, I still call John and run everything by him. John, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? He has been a tremendous help to me. But the most important person to me is my beautiful daughter, Brooke. 7 years ago, I gave her a call in the cities, and it was panic. I said, Brooke, I need you, and if you can't come back, I'm closing this bar. She packed up, she moved from Minneapolis, and she came back. She's been running the bar for me for 7 years, with me the final say, of course. But without Brooke, Palmer's Tavern would not be open. As many of you know, Palmer's has been around longer than anybody here, 77 years. I honor my grandparents every day by unlocking that door at the bar. They came from Italy, they opened that bar, they fought to succeed, and I am so proud to be a Palmer. The last thing I want to say is something that happened in the bar a few years back. Every night when I leave my bar, I try to thank every table and every person that's there. I walk to every table. Thank you, have a good night. Thank you, have a good night. Thanks for coming, everything. An older gentleman grabbed me gently by the arm one night as I was walking out, and he looked at me with tears in his eyes and he said, Sandra, your grandparents would be so proud of you. And to this day, that is what makes me keep going. I love this town, I love this community, and I cannot thank this community enough for the support it has shown us at Palmer's. Thank you.
Thank you to our community. I'm very proud to be a part of it. The Chamber, we appreciate the recognition. Boomtown, thank you for hosting. Lastly, I want to thank my boss. You are the strongest person I know. You are the hardest working woman with the biggest heart, even though it drives me absolutely crazy. Oh gosh, I'm so proud to be a part of Palmer's, and I'm so lucky to get to call you Mom. Thank God 2020 is over. Cheers to 2021.
I'm not sure how to even close that up or follow that at all. That is, you know, people ask me what I do or why I work for the chamber, and it's because of this. I connect the dots, and it's so exciting to be part of a community, and that's what Hibbing is. I've never understood, you know, listening to our councilmen talk about, you know, the editorial, and I hear it all the time, the negativity of our community, and the thing is, we have community. We have Palmer's. I mean, what a community starter that is. We have the chamber, we have Boomtown, we have, we over 320 some members within our chamber, and those that aren't members, they're still part of our community. They're part of our livelihood. I raise children in this community. They've gone on to do their own things. They'll hopefully come back and bring their families here, but our community starts by 1 or 2 or 3 people that have a vision or a focus or a desire. And from there, they bring more people into the community, and that's what we do. I enjoy my job. I enjoy what we do here. I'm so excited to be a part of this and just to see what we can accomplish in the next couple of years. I need to quickly thank a few people. I wrote them down. My job would not be as entertaining or as exciting or as much fun if I didn't get the opportunity to be supported by so many people. I appreciate the city of Hibbing. They have been absolutely fantastic to me, from the mayor down to the councilman, to everybody in between, and I guess that's not a downward spiral, but however you want to look at that. Commissioner Jukovic is here. I've had some wonderful conversations. I've always felt supported by all the people that work within our legislation. They're just a phone call away. They've always gotten back to us. From every business person, board member. Crystal Glad, I'm not exactly sure why you thought this was a good idea to hire me, but you did. And you're correct, Joni. She does everything with a smile. It does not matter how bad everything is, it's still with a smile. It's always, you know, everything's fine, everything's good, and she'll just put a new smile on it. That's all she does. I want to thank the Chamber Board, Boomtown, of course, HPAT, Ron Workla for coming in, Tim for coming in, of course, my husband. Well, thank our staff. I'm so excited to have the staff that we have. I tell people I hire people that I get to learn from, and I get to learn something from them every day. Not sure what they're learning from me, but that's okay. We're enjoying our time together. So again, I appreciate the fact everybody coming in and honoring and supporting our award winners, Palmer's and Aaron. What did I forget? Crystal. That's what they said, because I had a name and I forgot it. Again, thank you everybody to come. We have food, we have drinks. Please stay a while and network and mix and mingle. It's so great to hear everybody. Don't forget to support our chamber. We have a loyalty card that is on the back table, and either Ashley or Megan can help you with it. It's a $20 gift card. It's good for the rest of the year. You can get, Mr. Hanson, did you use the loyalty card when you bought my roses? Oh. So you can buy roses at Johnson's Frog at a discount, Sunrise Bakery is a discount. There's 12 different businesses, and it's good for the whole year, $20. Back table, don't forget, Chamber Bucks is another program that we have. Certainly support that. We have a ton of committees. We have a ton of events coming up. The Jubilee Parade's coming back, so we'll be doing that. We have our Golf Expo, the flower baskets. Everybody, the flower baskets are coming next week, or Friday. Friday they're coming. Flower baskets are going up. If you want to help out, be a part of it, certainly check out our website, contact us. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so very, very much for coming to our awards night and respecting and honoring everybody here. Thank you. Have a good evening.